Social interaction. This is the process by which people act and react in relation to others. In all human groups, individuals have specific statuses. A status is a socially defined position, and each individual in society has many different statuses with corresponding roles. For example, I am a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a grandmother, I'm a friend, I'm a teacher, and I'm going to respond to another person in a manner appropriate to the relationship. For example, in response to your parents, you are going to act as their son or their daughter. And over the years, you will have enacted roles expected of an individual of a given age, sex, family background, and so forth and so on. Now, there are two types of statuses. We have an ascribed status and an achieved status. Ascribed statuses are those assigned to individuals by birth or tradition. They can be predicted and trained for from the moment of birth. They include age, sex, place of birth, kinship by birth relationship, and birth into a socially recognized group, religious faith, and ethnic group. Achieved statuses are filled through competition and through the efforts of an individual. Among the commonly recognized achieved statuses are education, occupation, and marital status. Although any person may fill a variety of statuses, many feel that one of their statuses is more important than all the others. Such a status is termed master status. It can have very damaging effects. For example, a woman may be a brilliant scientist and a leader in her community, but she may find that when she deals with men, her status as a woman is more important than any of the others. So a master status is a status that has special importance for social identity, which can often shape a person's entire life. A role is a culturally defined pattern of behavior. So the way a society defines how an individual is to behave in a particular status is called a role. We have what is known as role conflict and role strain. Role conflict occurs when, in order to perform one role well, a person must violate another important role. For example, let's say that you are a committed student and a devoted friend, and your close friend calls you on the night before a critical exam and asks you for a time-consuming favor. What are you going to do? What would you do in the following situation? Let's say you are backing out of a parking space at Colonial Mall when you accidentally scrape the fender of the car next to you. No one has seen you. Your insurance will not cover the damage, and you cannot afford to pay for the repairs. In view of your role as a responsible, law-abiding individual, and considering your role as a college student who has no extra cash, how would you behave? Would you leave a note on the damaged car giving your name and address, or would you drive away doing nothing? Whatever your decision, you are involved in role conflict. Role strain occurs when people experience conflicting demands in an existing role, or they cannot meet the expectations of a new role. For example, a supervisor is suspected or expected to maintain harmonious relationships with their employees, but also has the responsibility of evaluating them. So in other words, role strain occurs when you just can't seem to meet the challenges. Now, there are a couple of theories on social interaction that I would like to go over with you. One is the Thomas Theorem, W.I. Thomas's definition of the situation. And according to this theorem, situations are defined as real, are real in their consequences. If you've ever been around a paranoid individual, you know that they act defensively. Whether there's anything to it or not, they believe that the situation is real. Take a trucker that may be going on strike. If we hear about this, we're going to rush out and begin to buy food. If we hear the rumor that gas prices are going up, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to run to the filling stations and fill our automobiles up with gasoline. If you believed that your significant other was cheating on you, it is going to cause some irreparable damage to that relationship, whether there's anything to it or not. So situations that are defined as real will be real in their consequences. Now, Erving Goffman compared interaction to drama on a stage. According to Goffman, we present ourselves as we want other people to define us and as we assume they expect us to behave. So he looked at social interaction as being a performance. This approach is based on the recognition that much social interaction is going to depend on how we wish to impress those who may be watching us. Now, according to Goffman, the social world is divided into two parts. We have a front stage and we have a backstage. In our front stage, this is where the social actors manage the image of themselves they project to others. And this aspect is called presentation of self. We carefully control our appearance and behavior because we want the self presented to have specific effects on what other people think of us. For example, let's say a student gives an impression that he or she is a serious scholar, which may be purposely designing their presentation of self to get a better grade or to set the stage before asking for a letter of recommendation from the instructor. And let's say the instructor catches the student doodling. Throughout life, people are taught to act in ways which are appropriate to the situation. We behave differently in the presence of strangers than with close friends or family members. That is just a part of maturing. Now, our backstage is our relaxed and true selves. Those whom we share a backstage with are those with whom we have the closest social bonds. Let's say that you are going for a job interview. You're going to do some research on the company that you're going to be interviewing with. You're going to dress your best. You're going to be on your best behavior. You are setting a stage for your own purpose. Using strategies to set stages for your purpose is known as impression management.